Kapow. You do the daps. They call it daps. The fist bump. I don't know why they call it. Maybe that's the sound effect it makes when the skin on skin. You know the horrible thing about that is when somebody has too much propulsion, and then it's like we're not playing Bloody Knuckles. We're playing like replacement of Blood Brothers. Just like the blood's beneath the skin. We're just trying to make contact. It's like safer because there's more germs on your palm, I guess. You ever go fishing and you clean a fish and then you got scales on your hand for like a week? Anybody? Okay. You ever pee on a boat? You ever pee off a boat? Okay. You know what's fucked up is R. Kelly. R. Kelly is still streaming on Spotify. It's a pee joke. This is my abacus for counting my laughs or whatever. There's nobody laughs, but okay. Here's like half of one. These look like cranberries. That's a '90s band reference. I had this bit about like how I was like, the stool's in my way. I'm like, get out, come on, man, get out of my way. What are you doing? You know. Also the mic stand. Maybe it's like a piggyback ride, you know. I don't know. This is for when comedians are too tall for for just this, you know. And then if they raise this up, then it's too short for them still. This is a muscle you need in comedy. It's just you just bypass the tightening. You only need like the things you need to be a comedian is like a car. And that's not even really necessary. I guess not social skills. I guess it's like, anyways, these look like wasabi peas down here. Those are like, whatever. When a joke doesn't work, I bring a bead back. And then that always gets a laugh, so I bring a bead back over. Do you think cuckoo clocks are gonna make a come back? By the way, I just want to thank all your dads for coming. Or your grandfathers. You ever rewatch Lost and you find yourself just in the moment? I'm unapologetic. I'm sorry. I've been putting off telling you that I procrastinate. I have a 19-year-old cat named Lolita, and she's really outgrown her name. Like, it's not really appropriate anymore. She's not a young girl. She never was a young girl, so. Comedy, order up. This is my shtick, putting the thing on my shoulder. It's like a hitchhiker comedian. Such a thing. Actually, that's where comedy started, back in Caveman. I'm looking for validation because I just parked my car and I bought something and I needed that stamp to get out of the parking lot or parking garage. A lot of people are like, is there life after death? And I'm like, is there life before death? Okay, that was a solo. We'll just count this as 10. We'll count this beat as 10 laughs. I have a pregnant wife who wanted to go see a baseball game, and on her request, she was like, "Can we get tickets in the C section?" You know why they say that women love Jesus? Because he's hung like this, but or like this or whatever. But I think it's because he knows what it feels like to bleed. I think it's a relatability. I was a pizza delivery driver. I delivered pizza for 10 years, or 13, whatever, who's counting? Me? Anyways, you could say I had a lot of heated exchanges delivering pizza. I used to deliver to hospitals like burn victim units, newborn families, emergency rooms. Actually, I delivered to Blue Collar Comedy at the Paramount, to the security. I'm just bragging at this point. My name is Tom, Tom Clancy. I wrote that Rainbow book. The most violent rainbow book. Recommended on Reading Rainbow. Rainbow 6. That's it. I'm working on that one. That one was for me. That's a beat for me. You ever feel like you have a human voice in your mouth? Just me? Okay. That was the second joke for me. You know that whole toaster in the bathtub thing? I invented that. Stools in the way, I did that. One time I mowed over dog poop. That wasn't fun. My mom bought a house with a cherry tree, and I was picking cherries, and I was like, I think I know how Pac-Man feels. Or Pac-Woman, you know. They eat cherries. I don't know. No other icon eats cherries, okay? Or there probably is, but I'm too dumb to know off the top of my head. Is this, wait. You know, the difference between comic books and movies based on comic books is one is completely paper-based. It's made out of paper. That's it. Who cares about the plot differences, you know? What's canon? What is canon? I want you to get me wrong. You know how people say, don't get me wrong? I want you to get me wrong. I'm also just okay. You know how people say, how are you doing? And you're like, okay. And they're like, just okay? Come on, Robbie. Come on. What's the deal? With Seinfeld premises, what's the deal with... Okay. Did you guys hear about how Tiger Woods got in the car accident? Like, he had a roll over in one. Okay. Is that a low blow? That's at least an eagle joke. That's at least a bogey. I'm sick of all these stereotypes we have, like Bose, Panasonic, Technics, RCA, DVD players, A-Track. Is that a stereo player? Cassette tape. You know, somebody said cassette tapes. You can't compost those. Those just sit in the landfill. And I talked to a guy who owns a music shop, and he's like, "No, those sit on your wall for 60 years. They don't go to landfill." You know, the only good thing about digging up a dead body is that you get to have sex afterwards. You know, not with the body. It's like a date night thing. It's like. It's kind of like it's a meet cute, you know? If I was crawling down an oversized top hat, you could say I was going down a rabbit hole because top hats. Okay. It's like a magician joke. There's this. I shouldn't do other people's material. There was a guy who said, Brian Reese from Tacoma, he was like, the secret to magic is misdirection. Yeah, but what's her first name? Misdirection, okay. See, that's even a better reason not to do other people's jokes. You know that reverse psychology doesn't work? Okay, that's way too. I'm gonna pull back that 10 laugher. Move 9 back. I have a laundry detergent joke, but it's like 3 times more concentrated than my regular jokes. The punchline. What do you call expired Nutella? Old Tella? Okay. That's like barely. I'll do a half one for a huh. You know those people that call jalapenos jalapeno? Can I get some jalapeno on my nachos? My name is Robbie, so every haircut is a bob cut. All of these joke premises are under 24-hour surveillance, and all of my segues are in my garage. I actually have a girlfriend who's really kinky in the bedroom. She likes her hair pulled. But whenever I pull her hair, it gets all knotted. It gets all kinked. It's like, it gets knotty. It gets, I don't know what, that's the joke. I know a friend of mine went into a tattoo removal clinic to get something off of their chest. Somebody that regrets buying ice cream has Breyer's remorse. That's okay. Do some. I have a Tinder joke, but it just involves kindling and flint. You know that minimalism is never enough? I have a front yard, not to brag, but I needed to trim up the perimeter of my yard, and somebody was like, "You should get a tantric gardener, that can edge for that. They can edge." And so I called one, but they never showed up. They never came. The tantric gardener, okay. Make sure I didn't miss something. I did have a dentist appointment on 9/11, so I didn't forget about it. I'm a 9/11 toother. Okay. I'm in between jobs right now, just to come clean with you. Y'all. All y'all. All y'all folks. All of you all folks. I live in a basement, so I have a dedicated cup for trapping spiders. You heard me. Ginger beer. I used to blow a lot of glass, and I'm not talking about meth. I blew glass with this guy named Phil Jackson, and I'm not talking about the Lakers coach, Phil Jackson. That's it. I'm just rambling. What do you say? Yeah. I went to Costco. And I bought sheet music at Costco, but it was kind of difficult to work with because it was all in Kirkland time signature. What? Hey, what's your name? Oh, sorry. No, that tone, that's illegal. That tone is illegal. How about this tone? That's a little ASMR. I don't know what that stands for, but anybody watch Twitch? I watched this guy in New Jersey do 24-hour streams, you know? Like he traps himself in a cage for 24 hours, and people can pay him $100 to let him go for half an hour. And it's interesting. That's what I'm doing with my spare time. I'm not raising a kid or being divorced, which is a red flag if you're 35. I just watched 27-year-olds trap themselves in cages in New Jersey. Well, you know, this is a little hack, but y'all have been really great. Did you hear that Head and Shoulders is coming out with a new product called Knees and Toes? This is your comedian speaking. We're coming in for an emergency laughing. Put your hands in the upright and clapping position. If you're an audience member and you know it, clap your hands. Thank you. I've been Robbie Schrader.